Hello and welcome everyone.
Welcome, great to be here, and let's get started. Nowadays, we talk a lot about AI, not only yesterday and tomorrow, but every day. We are going to conferences, roundtables, and reading papers. And yes, also the technology is moving fast. We're seeing new capabilities, new tools, and models getting better every day. But that's not the real shift that we are talking about. The real shift is what customers expect. Their lives are busier than ever. Their time and mental headspace are limited. They simply don't want to navigate our channels, our systems, and our platforms. They simply want to have outcomes. Think about it. How many of you have used AI to compare products, or to plan your trip, or simply write emails? You don't ask AI for information. You ask AI to take action. And the difference maybe will sound subtle, but actually it is really massive. But what does this mean in practice? Most organizations think they are doing omnichannel. And personally, I do think they are doing a great job. We see some excellent websites, apps, and efficient contact centers. And we're trying to improve them each and every day, and each and every channel. And yet, even if we are doing omnichannel really well, at the moment that the customer needs to switch from a channel, their experience will break. And in that moment, we lose their intent and actually what they need. And what do we at that moment? We ask them to repeat themselves. And for years that have worked, but barely.
And like Phil and Thijs also mentioned yesterday, that in the near future, it won't always be our customers who are contacting us. It might as well be their AI agents. And AI agents, they don't tolerate friction. They don't repeat themselves or retry later. No, they either succeed or they will route around you. And that is when we realize something fundamental. This isn't a channel problem, it's an orchestration problem. Because it doesn't matter where the interaction starts. What matters is what happens behind the scenes. Do the systems really collaborate? Does the context travel? And can we really act end-to-end? That's orchestration. And our vision is Metachannel. One ecosystem above and beyond any and all touch points. Wherever interaction is fluid, has the right context, and is exactly relevant for that customer right then and right there. And every interaction also makes the system smarter and is really driving live and intelligent orchestration. And all interactions together will be part of one evolving conversation with our customers. And overall, one great Metachannel experience.
So behind this experience is one intelligent entry point. Within PostNL, we call it the intelligent front door. And regardless of where the customer is, on our own channels or external channels, that entry, that it is unified. It understands your intent, and it recognizes the context, determines the right path, and triggers the action. And of course, still involves humans where it matters. The customer doesn't navigate, no. The organization does the work. But for that intelligent front door to work, orchestration is essential. Understanding is simply not execution. The intelligent front door must coordinate capabilities, systems, and agents in real time. It needs to connect backend systems. It needs agents. It needs to determine the next best action, but also ensures continuity and confirms how capabilities are being used. In our commercial domain, nice Cognigy is not only our agent platform, but we have also chosen it for our orchestration layer, powering this intelligent front door.
And I think about 10 years ago, we started with flow-based bots. They were structured, they were controlled, and very predictable. But yeah, then the market changed, customer expectations changed, and new opportunities presented themselves. Enter AI agents, because agents are more adaptive, they're easier to personalize, and faster to iterate. But AI agents, they require structure. And at PostNL, we give them this structure by organizing our agents into domain-based groups, where every group owns a specific journey and capability, has specific boundaries and rules, and also very important, has a clear business owner. And that business owner, we involve them from the beginning till the end. So when we start with building the agents, but also all the way to the end, they stay responsible. And AI agents are never finished, right? So we keep on monitoring and iterating. And now, all those domains are orchestrated via nice Cognigy. And with this, we make sure that we have no isolated bots, no duplication of logic, but clearly owned capabilities. I said before that AI agents were easier to personalize, right? Let me give you an example. And this is the business agent we created for our business customers to easily create a shipment label. For new customers, we help them with guided steps, and we can really take them by the hand, and they can ask some follow-up questions, or we can really help them. But for more experienced users, they can just type in all their information in one prompt. They can just say, send a 2-kilogram shipment to Belgium, insured to this and this address. And then we give them a little summary. You see that here on the movie. And then, bam, the shipment label is created in one prompt. And it...
Thank you.
And thank you. And it's the same agent, it is the same journey, but it's different behavior. And that is, orchestration and personalization in action. But I also said that AI agents are faster to iterate and evolve. And I also have a nice example for you about on this topic, because we created an onboarding agent for our Belgian customers. And during the building process, the business noted that they missed a sort of sense of time in this process, which they had in traditional forms where they have specific steps. So what we did is, in the past, they had to make a change request, then we had to do some planning, then we're building, and then testing. And that can take weeks. But now we can just a little bit adjust our prompt, and you can see it in this movie. We added a dynamic dot, which fills when new data is entered. And it doesn't matter if you give it one by one or you add it all at once. But one prompt, immediate improvement. And that is operational agility and iteration in action. And it also is, this is really our motto. We start simple and we learn along the way.
Yes, so I think all we know is that building agents is exciting, but scaling them is really, really harder. So what we learned at PostNL so far are 3 key points. 1, knowledge quality and data quality matters more than the model you choose. 2nd, clear scope prevents chaos. And 3rd, ownership determines speed. And of course, it's the 4th one, I know, always include business from day one. Simply said, without structure, AI agents stay experiments. But with structure, they will become the new infrastructure. So in the years ahead, organizations won't compete on channels. No, they will compete on orchestration. And it will be done in a world where AI agents will act on behalf of our customers. So now think about it. How far are you in the organization process? Because the real question is your organization ready to answer as one? Thank you for listening.
Thank you. That was wonderful. I think at some point people will get hungry and they've been sitting for a while, so let's get the audience engaged and see if there's some questions over here. Some brave individuals want to come forward. Any questions? If not, we have an app full of questions.
Yeah.
When it comes to channels, and thank you for also bringing the channel topic a little bit more to the spotlight over here, is how do you prepare for not owned channels within the Metachannel? What are your thoughts?
Very good questions. We also had a discussion about it yesterday with Thijs and with Phil. If you look at AI channels, at the moment, we all think that AI agents will get more mandate to do things for us, and also will communicate with the agents of different companies. The only thing now is that the AI channels now don't have really good discoverability. So they can't, if someone wants to get something done at PostNL, for example, they don't find it immediately, or if they want to send a package, we don't know if they want to send it by PostNL or by our competitors, which I don't call by name. But what we do is that we create our agents at the moment in a way that they're channel agnostic, so that they're already delivering value in our current channels, and that we're really helping our customers, for example, in those complex processes which you saw in our examples. But that we are in the future, when this discoverability is there, that we can attack immediately.
Thank you. Then I just received another really good question. I don't know who asked that question, but it's really good. What does the operating model look like at PostNL? I mean, you alluded a little bit to there's clear ownership, there's clear structure already in place, but who owns the AI use cases? Is it more the tech or the business side?
Well, I think when you look to our organization, and I'm really, really proud of it, we don't talk anymore about IT or business. So we are really one. Of course, from a hierarchical perspective, we have business and IT, but we don't act like it. Mm-hmm. So everywhere we go, even if it is here, we are doing it always together. Our teams are combined with business and IT, so we don't have the difference. So we own it together as PostNL for our customers. We don't talk about IT or business.
That's really interesting. So it's like a blending of functions almost then. And the prioritization of all of those use cases, is that also who's got the heavier hand here, IT or business, or is this also a joint decision?
In the end, it is a joint decision, but we have, I think, two lanes when it is about change. One is what we call strategic portfolio. So the big programs, the big projects, we do through the strategic portfolio, where it is a combined decision on EC level, what are we going to do? But of course, when it is about smaller innovation, that is also how we started this 2 years ago. It doesn't go by strategic portfolio. We have a little bit of space and room to foster with innovation, to try to see what is working. And for example, one of the examples you saw today, I become a customer Belgium. It wasn't through strategic portfolio. It was that we really and strongly believed in that case. So we together sit down and we made it quite quickly together. The integrations on the back end was more the effort than really configuring it in Cognigy. But now looking to the results, they are going through the roof. And now you're seeing that it gets traction and finds its way in new strategic portfolios because they see what conversational can do and how it can be impacting on the KPIs that we are having.
Maybe to add to this is that if you want to bring the IT side and the business side together, we noticed, for example, with my colleague Rutger, there was that business problem, and first they, with, for example, the I Become a Customer Belgium, they just wanted, a traditional form with steps, and they saw that already as a good solution. But then we created a prototype and really take the business along this journey, and also to give them knowledge about AI agents, because if they don't know what the opportunities are, then they won't think in the same way.
Very true. I maybe have one additional question. In kind of your very experienced customer of ours, how much time do you put aside on really experimenting on the art of what's possible, like really thinking about agent-to-agent protocols, MCP, all the cool stuff we're hearing here? Like, do you have like a little innovation lab within the company? Do you have like a team who's kind of looking into what's coming?
Now we have in PostNL 2 different kinds of innovation. One what we call beyond the core, and it is not into our core processes, but we're doing innovation in the core, so to say. And it is really in that group what I just mentioned with business and IT together, where we create our own innovation. And we strongly believe in doing this together with our partners, Cognigy, but also some implementation partners. And for the last 2 years, I think sometimes we wanted too fast because there was a new protocol or we had a certain ID, and then we put an innovation week for it or 2 weeks, and then you see that you come an end, but just not far enough to really get it to production. But we love to experiment of that ways. So, for example, the innovation we saw yesterday with MCP coming as a server, we can't wait to use it.
I really thought so. I could see from the session. I'm also looking at Thijs and everyone, because I know that you guys are also always at the forefront and really trying to do little internal hackathons and trying to get everybody their hands onto all the new stuff. Really, really good. Do we have any more questions in the audience? No? Then I think I'm going to say thank you for the fantastic presentation. Also looking at channels, it's really good that we also have the focus on meta and omnichannel today. And then thanks, and you can follow me behind the stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.